I felt slightly under pumpkin pressure lately. There were so many beautiful knitted and crocheted pumpkins all over. I have never knitted a pumpkin. Actually, the best one I've seen was from Nimble Needles. He made matchbox-sized pumpkins under a loop. I don't know if you have seen the short. If not, I put the link down below. You gotta see this. And when I saw that, I thought, maybe I should also do a pumpkin. I don't have a loop though, so I'm not going to make tiny little ones, although I love it because they don't take space away. You can put it in a matchbox for the next year and nothing is cluttered. However, talking about clutter, I had to clean up my apartment because especially since I started a YouTube channel, it has been neglected and it gotten to a point where I couldn't bear it any longer. So I had to reorganize stuff, and that, you know, once you start organizing
and moving things around, then you have to take things out of the closet and to put other stuff in, and then that stuff from the closet has to go to another space or being disposed.
However, a whole, avalanche of things happened, and I went through every shelf and stuff. And I found little Halloween pack dolls that I painted for my kids when they were little. And they were just in a plastic bag, so I thought they need a box or a pouch. And then I thought, I'm gonna make a pumpkin pouch. And here it is with the pack dolls inside. And since Jeff from Jeff the Things, one of my subscribers, asked me to do something about cables, I had my mind set to cables, and then I just made a cable pumpkin pouch. This is what happened. I'm semi-happy with this out of different reasons. If I would do it again, I know already several things I would change. First of all, the leaf, it looks like an orange. It's an orange pumpkin, literally. It's an orange leaf, I guess. I made this up. I didn't take it from a pattern. The cool thing about the leaf is that it's the same on each side because I knitted it in the rib, 1 by 1 rib. But if I would do the leaf again, I would pick up more stitches at the beginning, so it would be more a pumpkin shape leaf, But whatever, it's for now an orange. People can discuss if it's an orange or a pumpkin. But it has some curls, and it has the cables that... Oh, and it has a bottom too. Look, that's the butt of the pumpkin. And the cables start really small, then get up to 4 by 4, and then get smaller again. And then for the stem, I was experimenting around with this actually for a while, because I really wanted the stem, how to do that, so I can still open the thing and put stuff inside. It has a drawstring, but one drawstring is where the stem starts, and the other drawstring is where the stem ends. So when you pull it, the stem becomes little, and then you can open it up and you can put stuff inside. Actually, it's still a little small, the opening, but it's big enough to put the pack dolls inside, which I will show you in a minute. If I would knit this again, I would make the opening bigger, and I think with that drawstring technique, you can make a much bigger hole small, especially if you rib it. This is 2 by 1 rib. So if you would do a 2 by 2 rib or 1 by 1 rib all around, I think you could probably make this 10 stitches wider easily. I will show you the pack dolls at the end. They're super cute. But what I'm most excited about in this project is actually not the pumpkin and not the cables. It's the yarn. you know, you have to ask yourself, is this the right yarn for cables? And no, it isn't. Variegated yarn for cables is not a good idea because it doesn't show the cables much. But for a pumpkin, I think it's okay. It looks maybe more like a rotten pumpkin, if it even looks like a pumpkin. The yarn is that neon colored sock yarn, that hand-dyed sock yarn, some very thin green reddish sock yarn at Forces thread or something. It's very thin. And silk mohair, yellow. That's the yarn I chose for this project, and mixed up it became this, and I'm very excited about this because this main part here, I just mixed those three. I took one strand of each, and it's really hard to see now because of the cable. But imagine this knitted as a sweater, just even stuck in it. How interesting would that fabric be? And the cool part is that this sock yarn is not very soft and not very rough. It's just sock yarn, but together with just a single strand of mohair-silk, this became so nice and fluffy. The needles might be a little too tight too. I wanted a firm fabric, but with a sweater I probably could use with 3 strands of this. I could use a 4.5 needle or 5 even. Probably a 5, because here in the biggest part of the cable I used the 5mm needle. And I think that's a good size for it. It's such a cool way to use up sock yarn. You just need silk mohair that fits the color. I love it. It's the first time I actually knitted with 3 strands. I'm really excited about it because that means I can use up a lot of wool like this. You can also use 2 different variegated yarns if the color fits. Play around with different shades with the mohair. For the gradient here by the stem, I skipped the neon orange and just used those 3 colors together, and then I skipped this one and used 2 strands of the green and the yellow, which is also this curl here. And then I went just to 3 strands of the green and also did the leaf and the other curl with that green. I don't know if you can see it here, but you can also create your own really cool gradient if you have 3 strands. I think that's the part that I took away from this project, just color combinations with 3 different yarns. Oh, I also knitted this leaf. Actually, first I thought this looks a little more like a pumpkin shaped leaf. It's actually a maple leaf that I got off a pattern from somebody on Ravelry. I can put the link below too. It's a whole bunch of different leaves. I think they're very cute, and it's a free pattern. It's nice, but the color didn't fit. I thought it was a little too busy with the orange. Imagine this green probably look a little more like a pumpkin, but I think it still looks like a maple leaf. But what I also like on this is the color combination. It's 2 strands of the green and that variegated yarn, and it just turned out so nice, I think, the color. I made a bunch of shorts with techniques I used for this bag. I made it up myself, so I frogged it a few times, and during the process I had so many other ideas for knit pumpkins. One idea would be with short rows, like knit instead of up, knit around like this to make a sphere. I like that idea because then the color variegation would go with the shape of the pumpkin. I think that would look much nicer. I'm kind of out of the pumpkin mode right now. I think this was enough, but probably next year I make up another pumpkin pouch pattern with the short rows, or by then maybe have another idea. The reason I made a pouch is because I like things to have a purpose. Stuff can go in there and then I can put it in the closet to the other stuff that has to be in the closet. And then once a year I can take it out and put it on the table with some pumpkins. So let me show you those peg dolls I painted. And my kids were little. I painted peg dolls for every season actually, so they would have a scent and they could set up scenes and stuff. One is a ghost. It actually glows in the dark. It's glow in the dark paint. Then there is a skeleton, of course. Also glows in the dark. Then there is a little ball, jack-o'-lantern. The curl and stuff. I should have sanded that button because it always rolls away. Then there is a little bat. Then there is a little bat that hangs upside down. And there is a little vampire with a pink shiny scarf. And then I have 3 ones that I actually didn't make myself. I have them from an artist in Iowa. I like them much better than mine actually. They're really cool. Look at this. Ghost, a black cat, and a witch. But I think they fit to the group. They look like they're the parents and the other ones are the kids. And it's just a whole gathering of Halloween people here. And I think, oh yeah, there is a felted eye that my elder daughter made. She needle felted that. And now this family here has a home, the pumpkin. Oh, and also, I mean, you can see it's actually, when I make it flat, it's pretty round, the shape. It doesn't keep the shape. If I would stuff it, it would be round, but it's a pouch. Since I'm semi-happy with this, I didn't write the pattern and I won't show you how I knitted it. I think it needs to be perfected before I would make a video about it. But if you're really interested in doing something like that and you want me to show how I did it or at least write the pattern, I can fix all the parts that I'm not so happy about and see how I upload that as a video or as a PDF. Let me know. Otherwise, I probably will do just a completely other pumpkin next year. Let me know what you think about my little adventure here. That was totally unexpected and impulsive. Have you knitted a pumpkin before? Have you knit with 3 strands of different yarns? If not, try it. Let me know what you think about it. I think 1 strand really has to be the very thin merino silk to make it soft. It feels just so luxurious, and it's also so satisfying that 2 sock yarns become so luxurious feeling and so cool in shade. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some of my other videos and I hope to see you soon. Bye.